So it seemed like every time something came up, Charlamagne would just talk about my name, like just go in a negative direction. I never met this guy. I never, you know, I don't think we've crossed paths. I don't think I know anybody that he knows, but every time. And I think it's possible for you to just not like somebody.
I'm energized, women lie, wrong guy, numbers don't. Started talking power moves, that's right when she got close.
It's Young, the one who do it. Numbers don't lie, that's the movement. Now let's get to it. We got Mase addressing Charlamagne's past critique of him. He feels like he was attacked over the years. He thinks that his harsh critique kind of feels like you got more than just regular feelings towards me. There gotta be something there.
I'm gonna tell you a time that was really that really used to bother me. There was a guy up at Hot 97 or Power 105. Which one is Charlamagne on? That's Power 105. Yeah. So it seemed like every time something came up, Charlamagne would just talk about my name, like just go in a negative direction. I didn't know what was the connection that we had or where our paths crossed or what happened, but it just seemed like he always had a negative take about me. And it was something I remembered even when I started doing journalism. So when I hear people say certain things about me, I kind of try to remember that same thing. Like I never met this guy. I never, I don't think we've crossed paths. I don't think I know anybody that he knows, but every time. And I think it's possible for you to just not like somebody.
A lot of the lore from that era, like 2016, 2017, 2015, has been lost. But there was an era where the Breakfast Club was actively trying to turn Mase into the clown of the internet. And looking back, the beef was kind of confusing because you didn't really understand what angle they was coming from or what exactly they had against Mase. It kind of felt like they were cool with everybody who didn't like Mase, like Diddy and Cameron. So they kind of just treated Mase like public enemy number one. Because when looking back, a lot of the critiques to me was kind of like non-issues and non-factors. It was kind of like, why do y'all care about this?
So I remember one time I called DJ Envy and I was like, yo, if somebody's consistently talking about you, and at that time I had no music out, I had nothing out for you to keep talking about me. It's when you personally make it your business to tear somebody down. That's when it's a problem. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does.
Like you're personally making it your business. You're going out of your way. This person is not on a radar. They're not doing anything in the public side, at that point. That merits the #1 show in the country to be talking about this.
So I'm looking at it like, yo, Mase, maybe that was actually a good thing. Maybe they was throwing you the alley. If you're not doing anything right now and someone that's popping is talking about you, you should be able to utilize that for your own benefit. I know now you're probably thinking, well, it's negative. It's not a good thing. But you can turn anything into a positive. You a hustler, right? Man, you see what's going on right now. A lot of people is talking about people negatively. You actually are talking about people probably negatively. Now, again, it's probably a different thing in your mind because you're speaking professionally and you're critiquing someone in a professional way. But really, when you look at it, I don't see a big difference.
Person, right? When you're hot, you talk about things that's hot. If they're not hot, you shouldn't even be talking about it because it's not relevant to the show. And I would sit there and be like, man, why does this guy just keep talking about me? So I think that's when it's wrong. When you're consistently harping on a person, like you're making it your business.
I'm not going to say that Charlamagne Tha God never offered up a valid critique of Mase because there was a time where Mase was complaining about like Diddy owning his masters or his publishing. And Charlamagne Tha God came on the radio and said, bruh, like Mase, you signed over your publishing for $20,000. You renegotiated, got an advance, refused to drop an album after getting the advance, and you owe Diddy money. Why would Diddy give you back the publishing when you already owe him money? So to me, that was a valid critique. But there was a time where Charlamagne Tha God was just wilding on Mase. And if you guys are aware of the lore, you know that Mase actually pulled up on Charlamagne Tha God.
Mace stepped to me at Club Live one night. We were at Club Live, and he was very upset about Charlamagne. Continue to talk about him, and we had a conversation. I told him, "Well, come on the show." I mean, you went from a pastor to a gangster rapper, and everybody has questions. And until you answer those questions, I'm sure everybody's going to critique you.
Listen, Mace isn't wrong, but why do any of us critique anything? Like if you're a sports pundit, if you're a political pundit, if you're a hip hop pundit, any type of pundit, then you discuss things that are going on in the world. So
that's a fact. That's true. That's why I'm like, I don't think you can take it fully personal, being that this shit is all entertainment anyway. And then you would be underneath the entertainment realm, especially since you was a big rapper in the industry. You was a top rapper at one point. So even though you're not actively a top rapper, like you said, you wasn't dropping any music, that doesn't mean I can't speak about you when you have a whole history in a catalog. You still are a rapper. That's like saying I can't speak about Biggie because he died. He's still a rapper. Just because he's not active doesn't mean he's not a rapper no more.
Commentary on Mace back then, it wasn't anything personal, you know?
Yeah.
Like Envy just said, he was trying to get back into rap after being a pastor, and then there was a debate because I said Mace wasn't a top 5 bad boy lyricist.
Yeah, that was crazy. I don't know why you said that.
Yeah, that's crazy. Now that, I can understand somebody being upset about that situation. There's no way you could sit there and think that Mace is not a top 5 bad boy rapper when he was arguably number 2. He was arguably number 2. You know what I mean? Some people even might have put him at number 1 spot after Biggie passed. You get what I'm saying? And some people might have actually at that time thought he could have been better than Biggie. And I wouldn't be mad about that. But yeah, Mace had the hits, bro. The back hits, he was killing it. He was the biggest thing I think Bad Boy's ever seen since Biggie. So we can't sit here and say that he's not a top 5. 5 people, you could put 5 rappers on Bad Boy above Mace? That's crazy. I got to see what 5 rappers he's talking about.
Yeah, those are hip hop combos.
People brought that. There was a conversation happening on Threads yesterday about the fact that you said that, and people thought that was crazy. That was.
I don't think that's crazy at all.
Yeah, no, he's definitely top.
I don't think it's crazy.
So who your top 5?
Bad boy lyricists?
Yeah, who?
Biggie Smalls,
Biggie,
Jadakiss, Styles,
Yeah.
Sheek, and Black Rob.
Nah. We just gonna say nah. He said Biggie Smalls, Jadakiss, Styles, Sheek, and Black Rob. I'm sorry. There's no way I'm putting Sheek or Black Rob above Mace. There's just no way. At that time, especially. And even at that time, I don't know if I'm putting Styles and Jadakiss above Mace. Because when I heard them all on the same records, when I heard them on the same tracks, I have many moments where I remember the Mace verse was way more quotable to me than a Jadakiss or Styles. Now, sometimes Styles had a breakout situation. Sometimes Jadakiss had a breakout situation. I'm not mad at that, especially because Jadakiss now is literally one of the best lyricists, I feel like, from New York. Now, over all the years, all the work that he put in, all the body of work. But at that moment in the 90s, I don't think niggas was really playing with Mace like that. Mace really could spit. If y'all don't know, go check out tracks where he's on the same track with DMX. He's on the same track with Jay-Z. And he holding his own. Go check it out. You know what I'm saying? Go check out the freestyles with him and the Lox. And just watch how Mace was wilding. Mace was wilding, man. Y'all can't erase the history.
I would put Mace in that top 5, but
who would you take off?
Probably Black Rob.
Why?
Whoa.
Mace gets busy. Like,
yo, I think if we gonna be real, I think G-Dep rap better than Black Rob, like when it comes to lyrics wise, you know what I mean? That's just me. I'm not saying Black Rob didn't get busy, but I think Loon possibly is above Black Rob. I just don't see him being better than Mace. I don't think anybody ever felt that way in life.
Like Mace gets busy. I know we look at Mace and we hear been around the world. Yeah, he does those records, but Mace is lyrically he gets busy.
Black Rob get busy too.
I'm not saying he doesn't.
One of the best storytellers hip hop ever
definitely
seen.
is, but I wouldn't take Mace out of that conversation.
Now, if we say top bad boy artist of all time, Mace is 2 or 3.
But I think when you talk
Probably
about
2.
lyrics, I think you talk about Mace. Mace was one of the original punchline kings. Mace gets busy.
But once again, what is the point of talking about any of these things. It's because we talk.
Yeah,
for
and
a
personal
living.
opinions.
There's no way that you can listen to Mase and know his body of work, check his freestyles, all of that, the wordplay, the swagger. There's no way, bro, that you could listen to dude and say that he's not that guy. Now, did he have a weird career? Absolutely. He started rapping. He was at the top of the world. He was with Diddy. When he became a pastor, he disappeared. But now, looking at the way things unfolded, we kind of can be like, I kind of can understand why you would remove yourself and go to God. Everything in this game is necessary. You got to have it all. So you got to have the negative. You got to have the positive. And you got to be able to deal with all that situation. I don't know if Mase was really in the game the whole time, if he would have been able to handle all the pressure. Because obviously, if you're still talking about this right now, boy, it is what it is, man. All the pun intended. But yeah, y'all know what to do, man. Run up them likes, hit that subscribe button, and drop some money on the Cash App. Support your boy, and let's keep this thing of ours going. Numbers Don't Lie Network. We out here.
Men lie. Women lie. Numbers don't lie.